The first command I'm going to show you is the git clone command. But before that, I have to create a repo on GitHub first so that we can then clone it to our local computer. Okay. The git clone command is how you clone whatever project you're working on, or maybe you and your team are working on GitHub. You can then clone that on your command and save that copy on your command so you can work on it on your own. So before we use that command, we have to first of all let's just create a sample repo, and I will show you how to clone it to your local computer. So let me just name this Inception film. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan, so I'm just going to create this sample repo. Don't worry about this for now, but if you're creating a real project, make sure you give it a description. But for now, I'm not going to worry about that. And also, make sure you click the add a README file here. This is very, very important. Okay, so now let's create the repository. Now, once this repository is created, as you can see, now you're going to go here to the where it says code and just copy this SSH code. This code here, just click here to copy it, and then you want to go into your terminal. You want to go into your terminal, but first let's go into your documents, right? Let's go into your document. But first, let's go into your documents, right? Decide on where you want to clone your repo. Okay, you have to first of all create um, a folder for where you want to save your repo so you can clone it there. So let me find somewhere. Let me just go into the sample folder. No, that's being used already. Let me actually create the name of it. Let me just say section. That's the name of it. So now into this folder, I'll right click, then I'll say git bash here, right? Let me close this other one. And then in here, I will just hit git clone. Then I'll paste the code that we copied, the link that we copied from the repo. Then I'm just gonna press enter, and then it's going to clone that project, that repo that we created on GitHub. It's going to clone it. As you can see, this is it. This is the README file. That's how you basically clone a project onto your local computer. Now, from there, the next thing we want to do is let's go into that repo. Okay, let's go into it. And you can do that by using the CD. The CD command is basically create directory. Okay, you use this CD command to go into folders that you want to make changes in. Okay, that's what the CD command is for. So I'm going to click on the name here, Inception. I'm going to press tab, and then it's going to complete the name for me. Then I'm going to press enter. So now I'm inside this repo that I let me go into the file here to show you the physical what I'm doing, so you can see how the changes are showing up in the document here. Okay, so now that we're inside this repo on our local computer, I'm going to tell you another command. So this is the second command. Okay, remember the first command is the git clone command. The second command is the mkdir. This mkdir command is basically it stands for make directory. You use this command to create a folder. Okay, so you write the command mkdir, and then you write whatever name you want to give to the folder. So for example, I will say, for example, if you want to create a CSS folder or something, or an images folder, okay, I'll just write mkdir images. Now, if I press enter, that will create an image folder in my repo just above this. Okay, so let me press enter. As you see in real time, you can see what's happening in the folder because we used this command to create this images folder. And this folder, you can store all your project images. If, for example, if you're building a website, you can store all the images in this folder here. So that's the second command. Remember, the first command is the git clone command that I showed you. The second command is the mkdir. And now, so let me use the same command to create a CSS folder, okay? CSS. I'm going to press enter, and you can see in real time as well, it's created that CSS folder. Now I'm going to tell you about the third command. Okay, the third command is to actually create the files. Remember, we use this one to create folders, but inside inside each folder, you want to create the file. For example, inside this CSS folder, I would like to actually create a style sheet. Okay, so now I'm going to use this CD. I'm going to use it to go into this folder. So I'm going to say CD CSS, and now I am in that folder. As you can see, it shows you here which folder you're in. So I'm going to now use the third command I'm going to teach you. I'm going to use the command, it's called touch. Okay, it's TOUCH. This touch command is used to create actual files. But before I do that, let me enter into this CSS folder so I can show you what's happening behind the scenes as I'm using the command line, as I'm using the terminal here, right? So I'm going to use this touch command, the third one I'm showing you, the touch command, then I'm going to use the file name, right? And obviously, if you're creating a CSS file, it's always going to be styles.css, right? So remember, this is the third command I'm showing you, this touch command, and you use it to create files, okay? So now if I press enter, the CSS file will be inside, you will see it will show up here inside this CSS folder. So let me press enter. There you go. It was a little bit delayed there, but as you can see, now we have our style sheet. Okay, we've used this third command, this touch command, to create our style sheet. As you can see, it's inside the folder. Let me go into the document again. Let me go back out of that folder. You see, let me just go through what we've done already. We've created two folders using the mkdir command. We've created a file, it's a style sheet file, using the touch command. Okay, so that's the third command. Now, the fourth command I would like to show you is the git status command. Okay, now the git status command it will basically update you on the changes that you've made. Okay, this is very very useful so that you know that you know what changes you've made, and you can then decide on what to do next. Okay, so while you're working on your local computer, you want to be able to keep track of what you're doing and what changes, what has been changed on your system. So you use the git status command. Okay, this is the fourth command I'm showing you, git status. If I press enter, you see now the git status will tell you whether you're up to date with everything you're doing or whether you've made changes. Okay, as you can see, it says untracked files here. If I want to commit whatever I'm doing, it's telling me, it's giving me a hint. I can use this command. It's saying I can use this command if I want to commit my changes, whatever I'm working on. But for now, the next command I'm going to show you is the git add command. Okay, just this command is showing us. But before I do that, I want to first of all make some changes in my files. So, but before that, I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to just go back out into, I'm going to use this command just to go back out into that CSS folder. Then I'm back inside my repo, right? So I'm going to create an index.html file using that touch command that I just showed you earlier. Index.html. No. Index.html. Right. So why is it index dot HTML. There we go. I got there in the end. So what I want to do is I want to make changes to my local computer, but before that, I want to create an index.html file so that I can uh, do some changes there before I actually use this next command. Okay. So I'm going to press enter here, and then this file that I'm about to create, you will see it. It will just be above this README file here. If I press enter, I'm going to press enter now. There you go. So now, if you're used to building websites or web applications, you know that the index .html file it's likely going to be your own page. Okay, so that's what you're going to use to basically put all your the file structure and link everything from your web pages. So that's a very important file. That's why I had to create that before making any changes. So now, but I'm going to use another command called dot. I'm using a Windows computer, so these commands are mostly for Windows, okay? Especially these ones. These ones here are mostly for Windows. These simple commands here, cd, cd plus plus, cd code dot. So if you're on a Mac, it might be something different. It might be similar, okay? But yeah, if you're Windows, use this exact command. But what these does is going to open my files in VS Code. So if I press enter now, it's going to open all these files in VS Code. So I'm going to press enter now. There we go. There we go. So from here, what I want to do is I want to, like I said before, remember I told you guys that I'm going to use this command next, the fourth command I'm going to show you. But before that, before I can use this command, because this command is for is for updating the changes that we've made. But I need to make a change first before trying to update it. Okay. So in my index.html file, I will just make some changes here like that. Not too much. I'll just create a paragraph. I'll just create a paragraph. I am a good man. Just something simple right there. And now I'm going to go back into my terminal, right? Because I've made the changes that I want. And sometimes when you're working on your own personal project, you're going to obviously make a lot more changes than I did. But I'm just showing you an example. Okay, now that I've made the changes that I want on my website, then I want to use the next command, which is the fourth command I'm showing you, which is this command there, which is to tell my system to keep track of the changes that I just made. So I'm going to now write the git add dot. Oh, it's double D. So the git add dot basically says, hey, keep every changes that I've made, update everything. Okay. Update every changes. So I'm going to press enter. Now that's it done. Now the next command I'm going to show you is to commit my changes. To commit my changes. Okay, this is the git commit dash m, and the m stands for message. Okay, and in quotes, I'm going to this next command, this fifth command or sixth command. Sorry, this sixth command here is basically to commit the changes and to basically give a description of the changes that I made. Okay, so for example, I'm just going to keep it simple. Remember, the changes that I made was I created these folders, then I updated my index.html page. So that's what this command is for. This command will resonate on your remote GitHub. It's going to show, okay? So you want to, for example, if you're working with a team of people, when you use this git commit command, you want to give a description of the changes that you've made, because if you're working with multiple people on the same project, they will want to see what you committed, and they would want to know that you did something meaningful. Okay, they want to read it and understand the changes that you made. So I'm going to just say created images and CSS folder and index.html file and updated homepage. Something like that. It's simple and it's straightforward. Okay, homepage. So that was it's an error there. Homepage. Now I'm going to press enter, and it's going to commit my changes, and it's going to show on GitHub that I've made these changes, that I've committed these changes. Okay, I'm going to press enter, and now it's giving me an update that two files were changed, 11 insertions. These 11 insertions are basically this, as you can see on the home page. You can see it's keeping track of everything. You can see even the lines 1 to 11. It shows you, okay? So that's why you see 11 insertions there, okay? So now the final command I'm going to show you, the final command is the git push command, okay? This git push command is actually called, git push origin main, okay? That's what you should type in, okay? This git push origin main, it's the final step in basically pushing everything that we've done. Remember, we made changes on our index.html page. We created this file, we created this folder and this folder, and now we're pushing everything, including the folders. We're pushing everything to our remote GitHub. Let me first of all, before I press enter, let me go to my GitHub, and you will see. You see, it says that 16 minutes ago was when I obviously created this repository. Okay, but now if I push the changes here, it's going to update it instantly. Okay, and it's going to, as you can see, right now we don't have much files. This is the only file that we have, this README file. Okay, but once I press enter here, you're going to instantly see the changes on your remote GitHub on your project page. Okay, let me press enter. There you go. Now let's go to the GitHub and let me refresh it. There we go. See, everything that we did, it's there. Even the messages that we created, you see, when we committed it, it's right there. When you're working with other people and they land on your project page, they will be able to see the commits that you've made. They will be able to see the commits that you've made, and they'll be able to read exactly what you did, and they will understand it. Okay, that's how you create a repo. I've just showed you how to do that, and that's how you use the most important, the most known commands. This commands that I've just showed you, these 7 commands, let's go through them one after the other. We use this first command, the git clone command, very important. Then I showed you how to make how to create folders. That was the second command. Then I showed you how to create files inside the folders. That was the touch command. Then the git status command. That's the fourth command I showed you. Then the git add command dot, as you know, that's the fifth command. Then the git command command. This command here is the sixth command, and the final command I showed you so you can work with your repo is the git push origin main command. These 7 commands are the most important commands that will take you from not knowing how to use GitHub to being a good professional, okay? Because if you're looking for a front-end developer job, or if you're looking to work as a developer, you have to know how to work with GitHub, and how to create a repo, and how to create a README file, and all these things, and how to push your project to your remote server, which is your GitHub, okay? And I've just showed you exactly how to do that. Okay, so if you find this video valuable, please like this video, and definitely support my channel and subscribe for more videos like this. I really, really appreciate it. It's really going to help me. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself.